Hello and thank you for joining us on the Picks Game Preview. Alongside the head coach of the Western Illinois football team, Mark Hendrickson, I'm Andrew Bacon. Last weekend, the Leathernecks took on the Youngstown State Penguins on Hanson Field for Senior Day and Veterans Day. The Penguins this season were 5-4 going into the game. However, Youngstown State has been on a 4-game losing streak before ending that streak against South Dakota 2 weeks ago. Needing a win over the Leathernecks to have any chance to go into the playoffs, the Penguins came in desperate for a victory. Unfortunately for Western Illinois, Youngstown State would get the victory and stay alive in the playoff race.
It was a tough ball game, very physical, as all games are in the Missouri Valley Football Conference. Our players played very physical, very aggressive. We talked about that we wanted this to be a 4-quarter football game. We knew it'd be 4 quarters. We wanted to be in the game, right up to the end, and throughout that fourth quarter. We obviously were in the ball game through halftime and into the third quarter, but not all 4 quarters there as it ended up, Andrew. And so it was a tough loss. Players fought very hard.
All right, let's go and take a look at the highlights. Youngstown State is going to start off with the ball here as it's Kurt Hess looking to throw, and he's going to find Jermaine Cook for an 8-yard gain. That's Martinez Davis on the tackle, and Coach Cook had an excellent game as he's going to gain 5 yards here and get the first down.
They've got a very good running back and a very good quarterback, and that's a good combination for any team right there. And they're also very large, very physical up front. One of the best offensive lines, complete offensive lines that we've seen.
And that really showed for Youngstown as they would have a lot of good offensive possessions. And here it's an incomplete pass, looking for Contrell Disher, and then once again it's Cook, and he's going to get 10 more yards and another first down.
They did a good job of mixing up the run and the pass, and of course in every football game you play, you've got to be able to stop that run game and certainly slow it up enough to force the pass. And that was our biggest flaw, for the day. Defensively, we were not able to slow up their run game enough. They were able to stick to it, most of the time throughout the 4 quarters, and of course that ended up being one of the differences in the ball game.
And then there's Jonathan Rollins making consecutive tackles as he had a big night, as he would lead the team with 14 tackles, a career high for him.
Jonathan Rollins has been a consistent player for us at strong safety. Right behind him in tackles again with J.J. Raffleson, our freshman linebacker right there. You see number 13, Jonathan, and number 43, J.J. in on that tackle together. There was a nice quick slant pass to put them down near the 5-yard line for a first down.
And here's Cook getting 4 more yards, and then on the in the goal line, like you said, Cook is just going to rush it in for a 2-yard touchdown for the Penguins.
Our defensive line, again, overall played well. Ryan Deming has been a consistent man up front in the middle of that defensive line. Dwight Harris continues to play well at a defensive end spot. Then on the opposite side, Gino Durley that plays well at the other defensive end spot, and I believe that's Jonathan Rollins again on another tackle here.
It's actually Luke Venigoni and Jonathan Rollins right there with him as he is going to help out. And Luke Venigoni just got past the fullback block, or past the running back blocker, and got to the receiver on the run. And once again, a short gain by the Penguins, as it was no gain. That was Ryan Deming and Gino Durley on the tackle.
Yes, already mentioned both of them have been consistent ball players up front of the D-line. And we did see earlier number 46, Luke Venigoni, in on a tackle. He's a very good sophomore linebacker for us.
And then here's David McDaniels with another pick. Coach, he is the second leader for the Leathernecks in picks.
David McDaniels has become a good free safety for us. Each game he's improved. He's usually in the right spot now at the right time. And there he is again with another pick, and did a good job of returning the ball downfield, and this gave the offense very good field position. There he's celebrated number 17, Kevin Kensel. We came right out, and of course with a throw on the first play, Hayden Northern did a good job of pulling the ball down and running up the gut, as we say, and did a good job of gaining enough yards to put us in good position to get this ball in the end zone.
And as you said last week, the Penguins are one of the best defensive lines in the conference, and they showed how Hayden Northern able to avoid the sack and pick up 9 yards, and Nico Watson here for 5 yards.
And now we've got a first down inside the 5. Good job up front. Left side of the line, their left offensive tackle, Jeff Lindsay, number 69 right there, has also been very consistent for us. Ali Walker, number 44, another very good player, tied in for us. We were running behind him on those 2 plays. We went for a pass here. Hayden Northern on a quick play action pass out to Ali Walker. Didn't hit the mark. Called another run play to Nico, and got the ball down just literally inside the 1 yard line, just a few inches short.
Right there, as you see, just inches away from crossing the goal line. Nico not happy, and coach decided to go for it on 4th down. And this is Hayden Northern attempting his first touchdown of his collegiate career. We
lined up and went with a quarterback sneak, and Hayden did a very good job here. Initially, a little bit of stalemate. Then Hayden did a good job of pumping his feet and sliding into the end zone, and that tied the ball game up 7-7, and we felt very good about things.
And now it's second quarter. Beginning the second quarter, Leathernecks have the ball, and it's tied still 7-7. There's Colton Ray for no gain, and here it's Hayden looking for Charles Chestnut, unable to get it to him. It's 3rd and 10, and Coach Hayden Northern showing great vision as a freshman, finding Chestnut for that first down.
Very good strike right there by Hayden. This is an out route just beyond the first down marker. Very good timing, good ball by Hayden, and a good catch by Charles just beyond that first down marker.
And here you're going to bring in the senior quarterback Josh Hudson, and he's going to get a 9-yard gain.
We had a package put in for Josh to run the ball and use his feet. And he did that very well here. I believe he picks up 9 yards, and he stays in and hands off for a first down. We wanted to get back to that. We weren't able to, and part of that is offensively, we just didn't run enough snaps during the course of the ball game. We didn't gain enough first downs.
And there we see the defensive line getting to Hayden Northern for the sack, and now it's Northern once again, but this time he's going to find Chestnut for 7 yards.
Another 3rd down situation there. Hayden Northern rolled out to his left, even though he's right-handed. He rolls either direction well, and I guess that was actually a second and medium play there. He hit Charles for the first down right near the boundary.
And here he is once again, Chestnut. Very similar play, and he's going to get it, and he's going to pick up a first down. And then it's right back to Colton Ray. However, he's going to lose 4 yards, as that's Josh Fenderson on the tackle. And then Hayden Northern looking for Justin Morgan. He will find him for the first down, 17-yard pickup.
Again, good scheme, good play. You can see right there a good look by Hayden to make sure he finds his man, number 82, Justin Morgan. Very good ball right on the money. Picks up a first down.
And then here it's Colton Ray with the ball. However, after the play, there's going to be during the play, there's an illegal block. So it's going to be pushed back 10 yards, no play. And it's Hayden Northern trying to pick up some yards, and it's Colton Ray there on the catch.
Dumped it off to Carlton Ray there for a few yards. The game's still tied 7-7. We've had about 3 first downs in a row here. We certainly, we had a lot of reasons why we wanted to get downfield and score here. We had the momentum and felt good about this possession right here. And we throw another strike here to Charles Chestnut. Very good ball from Hayden again, and we come up with a 4th down situation after this. And again, we're in that territory. We're going into a strong breeze here. Can't attempt a field goal from this spot, and there's really no reason to punt either from the 32-yard line. And we come up just short of the first down. And again, right now the game's tied up 7-7, Andrew. And we would have had a first down, around the 25-yard line.
Just inches, literally inches off from that first down.
That was certainly one of the turning points in the ball game there. And of course, it ended up a few minutes later that they ended up with a big play. But we'll see the defense back on the field here. During the course of this ball game, of course, our players were wearing jerseys
with military attribution to them.
With the
camouflage colors on the numbers.
Complete passer in the end zone, but they were camouflage jersey numbers and trim. The players wore them with great pride in memory of all the veterans and the current men and women that serve our country. The players were thrilled to wear them, honored to wear them, and they certainly played as hard as they could to represent all of the military.
That's Kurt Hess there with the complete pass. And then here it's going to be a touchdown run. And they're going to go ahead and lead 14-7 on the Leathernecks. That's how the second half would end, or the first half will end. Stay tuned after the break. We'll review the second half. This is the Pigskin Preview.
At what age is the color that your skin was meant to be no longer beautiful? Every year, millions of young women try to change the skin they were born with and say they'd die for darker skin. Sadly, some actually do. Melanoma is the second most common cancer in teens and young adults, and one person dies from melanoma every hour. Change your thinking, not your skin. Stop tanning. Learn more at spotskincancer.org. A message from the American Academy of Dermatology.
Welcome back to the Pigskin Preview. Coach, going to locker room down 7, what did you say to the team?
Well, of course, they scored just before halftime, there was a big. They had the wind at their backs, and it helped them out with a big punt. Pat Smith was forced to punt into the wind. Didn't give us Pat's normal punt, and then they scored right at the end off of the exchange of the punts. Our defense had played very well. Our defense had helped set up the touchdown. By Hayden Northern on the QB sneak. Hayden had thrown the ball well overall. The defense had played well, and the offense had played well overall. And so we felt very good about things at halftime. We felt like the defense would go out there and play lights out the second half, and the offense would become more productive when we get back in the red zone and score again. We talked about winning the ball game and how we could get that done, and took the field in the third quarter feeling very good.
All right, let's go ahead and get into the second half. All right, here it's going to be Youngstown State. We're going to see Youngstown State with the ball with 13 minutes to go, and that's Andrew Williams on the catch. And then here it's going to be Cook for a 2-yard gain, and he's going to get the first down, as that's Theon Dixon on the tackle.
Theon Dixon, number 4, senior linebacker for us, has continued to play well throughout the season. He's been a good leader for us. He splits time with Kevin Kensel. Jamal Wellmore, another senior linebacker, backs up J.J. Raffleson, and already mentioned about Luke Venegoni and Davon Butler. Those two split time at the other linebacker spot. Good linebacking core.
That's Jacoby Sessions and Antoine Ford on the tackles there. And then here it's Cook again for a 3-yard pickup, and that's Jonathan Rollins on the tackle. Kurt Hess is going to look for Andrew Williams and find him for a 7-yard pickup here.
Our cornerbacks continued to play well. Martinez Davis and Antoine Ford, played well at their 2 defensive cornerback spots. They take a break every now and then when Trey Garvey's on the field, and Trey continues to play well.
That's right, Trey Garvey, out of a junior college, come to the Leathernecks this season. And then here is another rush by Darius Bellamy. That one's for 5 yards to get the first down. And here it's Kurt Hess looking for Christian Bryan. However, it's going to fall incomplete. And
good coverage by Butler there to stay on the trail route.
And then Cook here for a 3-yard pickup, and once again, Theon Dixon on the tackle. Kurt Hess looking for Nate Adams. He's going to find him for a 9-yard pickup, and he's going to get the first down.
They had several third down situations in the drive, and they just came up with enough yardage, and they mixed things up a little bit more than they had than what we'd seen on tape with their personnel that they use in the third down situations, and they just kept us off balance a little bit on defense, and continued this drive, and we just couldn't get a handle on one of those third down situations to hold them until I guess at some point here in the red zone we do.
And that's right, Coach, as it's going to be a third down situation on this next play, and the Leathernecks are going to stop it, and there's going to be a penalty called on offensive pass interference. Go ahead and decline it, so they have to kick the field goal, and they're going to kick the field goal to make it a 17-7 game. And unfortunately for the Leathernecks, Youngstown State is going to go on to win 31-7. And let's go ahead and take a look at the box scores now. And as we see here, Hayden Northern is going to finish 10 of 18 for 90 yards. Trent Hurd had 2 carries for 24 yards. Charles Chestnut, 5 receptions for 50 yards. Jonathan Rollins led the team, as we said, with 14 tackles. J.J. Raffleson has 13 tackles and 1.5 tackles for loss. And Coach, as long as Jonathan Rollins doesn't get plus 20 tackles on J.J. Raffleson this weekend, which I don't think is going to happen, J.J. Raffleson will become the first freshman to ever lead the Leathernecks in tackles this season. So Coach, J.J. Raffleson really stepped up this season, has helped the Leathernecks on defense a lot. Yeah,
J.J. has played very well, very consistent, game in and game out. And he's become a very positive leader for us as well. Even though he's a freshman, he plays consistently and he leads consistently. He's one of those young men that's always doing what he's supposed to be doing, and that's what leaders do.
And one of the key things that I would think that helped J.J. Ralphson this season was to have Kevin Palermo last year, and then now this year again to kind of mentor him. I know we talked about that earlier in the season, but Kevin Palermo, I mean, you can't say enough about him to be able to help this linebacking core being back for him.
That definitely helps. You know, Kevin is a graduate assistant for us after being a team captain or leading tackler a year ago, and I'm sure JJ's picked up some tips from Kevin.
All right, we're going to take another short break, but stay tuned. Up next, we'll hear from freshman quarterback Hayden Northern and quarterback coach Jared Elliott, along with previewing this weekend's game against Southern Illinois. You're watching the Pigskin Preview.
Winston, just one more inning, Grandma.
Ever notice how many things today kids can do without actually moving? A whole lot of things their parents used to do the hard way. So many kids' activities today seem to leave out the activity part, which makes exercise even more important for children. In fact, new research tells us the best time to enhance bone development is during childhood and adolescence. And just getting children to walk an extra 35 minutes a day could spare them the pain of thinning bones later in life. Healthy bones come from healthy habits. Encourage your kids to get up, get out, and get moving.
Hello. Hey, Grandma, how about another grape soda?
A public service message on building strong bones for kids from the Pediatric Orthopedic Society of North America and the American Academy of Orthopedic Surgeons.
Welcome back to the Pigskin Preview. This week, I caught up with freshman quarterback Hayden Northern and quarterback coach Jared Elliott. 3 weeks ago, true freshman quarterback Hayden Northern played in his first collegiate game. Then this past weekend, he made his first start. Being a freshman and being put into the game as the commander normally would be nerve-wracking for most. However, for Northern, it was just all about being prepared for his debut.
The feeling that went through my mind was I had to just go out to practice and work hard the week for Missouri State, and go out there and do my best and get some experience for the next year. And when they told me that I'm going to start, I just had to go out there as a starter at practice and just do my best and just work really hard in that week.
In his first start, Northern was able to knock out a huge milestone in his collegiate career. In the game, it was 4th and inches, and the coaches decided to have Hayden go for the score and try for his first touchdown.
I just got to get the touchdown. We haven't scored points in the last 4 games, so I thought we got to get a score. And they were up 7-0, and I thought we could get a tie and might have a chance to win this game. So I had to get the touchdown. It was great. I was at the bottom of the pile, and first person to greet me was Andrew Obisky, saying congrats on your first touchdown. So it was a really good feeling. 2
quarterbacks this season on the roster are seniors Josh Hudson and Will Lunt. During the season, these 2 upperclassmen have been helping freshman Hayden Northern prepare himself to play quarterback at the collegiate level. So when his time came, he would be ready.
It helps me tremendously, not just with football, off the field, with schoolwork, with college life, everything. Josh, Will, and Coach Elliott have all been there for me. They give me experience of what they've seen on the field, what they have experienced on the field, and it just really helps a lot.
Yeah, it's great. It's like having three coaches, myself and 2 other guys out there. He's surrounded with a really good support system, with myself and our offensive staff, and then those other quarterbacks. They're behind him 100%. That's hard to find at that position. Guys that aren't playing that are, support them, they back them up, and then they've given them so much, veteran advice. Those guys have seen it all throughout their time here, and other, so. But yeah, Hayden's he's got a luxury now that a lot of young guys don't have, having 2 guys like that. That's for sure.
Although Hayden has only played in 3 games, he has shown flashes of what is to come in years ahead. On the other side, though, Northern, being just a freshman, has shown that he is still just a rookie reaching for his full potential.
This year has probably been more of a learning year than probably grade myself. I've made mistakes, but I think those mistakes I've learned from, and I think that I can overcome those and be ready for next year.
Hayden is he's done some really good things, and he's done some rookie freshman things. So, the one thing that's very encouraging about Hayden, and whenever you have a true freshman playing for the very first time Division I college football, is how are they progressing week by week. And that's one thing I think Hayden has done. The 3 games he's played in, every week we're seeing improvement. Might be minor improvements, but it's a maturation process, and he's got to mature and he's got to grow up as a quarterback, and he's doing that. He's getting better, and he's working hard, and so hey, we got a long ways to go. I'm not going to put a grade on him yet, but he's getting better, and I'm proud of him for that.
Getting practice during the season is always important, yet being able to play in these live games has helped Hayden speed up the learning process and will help him in the next few years as a quarterback.
I feel very good. Experience is the #1 thing, and game experience is a lot better than just practicing and getting some reps in practice. Game experience really helps to get out there and just experience the game, feel the speed of the game, and just see things firsthand. It will help tremendously.
Oh, it will. It's going to help them. You know, anytime you have, playing experience, and you've been out there and you've witnessed those situations firsthand, and it helps you know how to handle those better down the road. So, again, I expect Hayden to really mature throughout this next game and then the off season, and really looking forward to next year, and hopefully we can see some good progress there.
Quarterback coach Jared Elliott is in his first year as an assistant coach here at Western Illinois. Coming to Macomb, Illinois, Coach Elliott knew offensive coordinator Coach Keewan Ware when they coached together at another college a few years ago.
Coach Ware and I, we worked together at Miami together, and it's always good having someone else you've worked with. But I tell you now, our whole we've got a good staff, and we've got good camaraderie on the staff. We got guys that stick together and believe in each other, and so we just got to continue to develop our young players and get ready for this week, and then build for the future.
Coach Hayden Northern has made his debut against Missouri State, and since then has got his first starting debut last week against Youngstown State. What has he brought to the team this season? Well,
Hayden Northern has developed very well from the beginning of the camp in early August up until this point in time. We saw Hayden learn more and improve more each and every week. And, a few weeks ago, we thought it was time, to put him on the field, that he earned that opportunity and that he was prepared, to go out and play well for us. Each Saturday, he's improved and has played better. I know he's learned a lot from Will Lunt. Will's just an outstanding mentor for any player in our system, but specifically at the quarterback spot with a young man like Hayden. And, Hayden is a very accurate thrower. That's certainly what you look for in a quarterback. He has enough mobility to help himself out of some tough spots when he drops back, and he has a good ability to sprint, either right or left, and play action pass. A good all-around quarterback for us, and he's going to improve, obviously, a great deal in the future.
Speaking of the attributes that you did of him being able to be mobile and being very accurate, sounds like he's almost like a mix of Will Lunt and Josh Hudson combined in the one quarterback. How important has it been to have Will Lunt and Josh Hudson both there to be able to mentor him as he plays live? It's in practice you can mentor him so much, right, but being able to play in a game, how important has it been to have not to only have Coach Elliott and Coach Ware there, but to also have two seniors kind of tell him what he's doing right and wrong?
Oh, there's no doubt that Hayden has learned a lot from both of those quarterbacks. They both have a lot of experience, a lot of collegiate experience under their belts, and I know they've passed a lot of good information on to Hayden.
And then I know it's still this season, but going to next season, after the season, having a quarterback that's only a true freshman this year, true sophomore next year, how important is it to know that you have a quarterback with experience returning to the Leathernecks?
Well, it's good to have experience at any position, especially at the quarterback position. And yet, as Hayden knows, when this season is complete, the competition will be open, and he'll be competing, to see what happens next fall.
And then this season, Coach Elliott came in new. He came in, used to work with Coach Ware at a previous school. What has he brought to the Leathernecks since joining them?
Well, Coach Elliott has done a great job with our quarterback situation, and he's done a great job of developing, Hayden, and everybody develops at their own pace, and you can't rush someone. And we didn't want to bring anybody along too fast. In this case, we didn't want to bring Hayden along too fast as a true freshman. And once we felt like he was prepared for game time, we put him in. And a lot of credit goes to Coach Elliott, that's for sure.
And let's go ahead and preview the game this weekend. The Leathernecks will travel to Carbondale, Illinois to take on the Southern Illinois Salukis. The Salukis are currently 5-5 overall and have a 4-3 record in conference. Currently, SIU is on a 2-game losing streak after losses to North Dakota State and South Dakota State. Coach, what else can you tell us about Southern Illinois?
Well, Southern Illinois is a very good football team. Two of their wins this year have been, one of those victories was at Youngstown State, and one of those victories was at Illinois State. And those are two outstanding teams in our league this year. So they're a very good football team. It'll be a big challenge.
All right, we're going to take another quick break, but stay tuned, as up next we'll take a look at the Missouri Valley Conference thus far.
It is so easy to give back.
I don't have a lot of money to help people, but I do have something. I have time.
Get up and do something.
Just imagine how strong a society we could be.
Every one of us has a role to play in making our communities and our country stronger. Discover yours. Help us continue to make a difference in the life of our nation. Go to serve.gov and find the opportunity that works for you. And this message is brought to you by the Corporation for National and Community Service.
Welcome back. Here are the scores of the Missouri Valley teams from last weekend. Northern Iowa beat South Dakota 24-21. North Dakota State beat South Dakota State 20-17. And then, as we said, Western Illinois unfortunately lost to Youngstown State 31-7. And then teams that had bye week last week were Illinois State, Indiana State, Southern Illinois, and Missouri State. Let's go ahead and take a look at the standings now. North Dakota State is at the top of it as they are 6-1. And then Illinois State, South Dakota State, and Indiana State are all at 5-2 in conference. Southern Illinois are 4-3. And then Youngstown State, Northern Iowa, and Missouri State are 3-4 in conference. Western Illinois has a 1-6 record in the conference, and then South Dakota still looking for a win in conference. Let's go ahead and preview the matchups this weekend. North Dakota State will travel to Illinois State. Indiana State goes east to Youngstown State. South Dakota will take on in-state rival South Dakota State. Missouri State travels to Northern Iowa. And then, Coach, as we said, Western Illinois will travel to Southern Illinois. Yes,
and we're looking forward to the trip. It's the last time that this 2012 team, gets to play together. I know it'll be a very spirited, enthusiastic work week at practice. A special group of young men. They enjoy being together, and they're going to work very hard together for one last victory. All right, and now it's time for the 2-minute drill with Coach. And so our first question, with Thanksgiving coming up, Coach, what are some traditions that you and your family enjoy doing the most over Thanksgiving? Well, on Thanksgiving Day, when we're able to be home and be with our family, we spend that time over in Iowa. Fortunately, our families live not far from each other, where Eric and I grew up at, and so we'll spend part of the day in Mount Vernon, Iowa, with Eric, his family, and we'll have a great time there for several hours, and then we'll travel just a small distance to Iowa City and hook up with my family and spend several hours with them. We'll do that on Thursday, on Thanksgiving Day, and very thankful for that opportunity to spend time with both of our families on that special occasion. And then, Coach, what holiday do you like the most out of all the holidays? Oh, wow, sure, holidays are fun, and in our family, I guess I'd certainly have to point toward Christmas, and of course the meaning behind Christmas, and always feel very blessed because, again, Eric and I always get together with our families. There's always Christmas Eve for many hours, actually Christmas Eve day, and that evening with my family, and then spending all of Christmas Day with Erica's family. And we're very fortunate again to be near our families and be able to spend holiday seasons with both sides. So Christmas is a big time for us. All right, that's all the time we have for you this week on the Pigskin Preview. And this is actually the last show of the 2012 season. So I would like to thank all the crew members for coming and helping out each week. Also, thank you to athletics and the football team for allowing me to conduct interviews and create highlights. And finally, thank you to Sean Garcia for his assistance over the year. For head coach Mark Hendrickson, I'm Andrew Bacon. Thanks for watching.